the Xbox PS5. Didn't do BGST for whatever reasons. But I said, you know what? I'm not gonna let a perfect day go by. So a few things I want to talk about, right? Well, I got some hard hitting jokers in here today. I got my brother Jay Kratos. I don't know, Post, I don't know if he left yet. He's in here. The usual suspects. The rules that you guys come in. Grab you some popcorn. Whatever you got to do, just have a very entertaining show to say the least. Now, with that being said, first of all, Jay Kratos, what's going on with you, good brother? Thank you for swinging by. Man?
Everything going good. Just
everything going good.
Can't complain, brother.
Oh, you can't complain. All right. Well, you could complain, but you won't. I can understand.
I could, but I won't.
All right, saves no more, man. Very, very, very strong, hard-working Christian brother there. Okay. Well, like I said, other than that, what have you been playing? What have you been enjoying? You got a lot of goddamn gadgets, Jay. You like me. Well, you got more than me, but I'm just saying, you got so much shit. Just took back, look like I don't need all this goddamn shit.
You know it, man. Man, we was up damn near 4:00 in the morning, going through all my old retro systems, plugging them up, playing them and stuff.
I see you got yesterday because all day out there visiting you, right?
Yeah. He's out here, so we was playing everything from Neo Geo, Sega Saturn, 3DO, all that stuff, all the old stuff. I was, posting some pics and stuff out there, just gaming, man. I'm playing Spider-Man. I'm 99%. I got one more thing to get, the final suit to get before I platinum the game. So I'll try to wrap that up tonight or tomorrow. So
I got to get back in this. Like I said, I had a crazy week last week, man. Like I said, my life was like a movie sometime, man. But it is what it is. Mighty Moss, you there, good brother? No, he's not. Neethles, you there, good brother?
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
Hey, what's going on with you, good brother? What you been up to? I don't know when last time I spoke to you on the air. Did we speak
yeah.
To you?
No, not really. I've been sick the last week, so I haven't been on the shows really.
Oh yeah, what you got that nasty man disease? What's going on, bro?
I don't know. My whole job got hit, so it was pretty bad. But I've been just chilling back, and I see people keep posting these screenshots and stuff of that new Tomb Raider, which make me want to play that new Tomb Raider. But I have to play the first two games, so I'm over here playing Tomb Raider the Definitive Edition, the old ass game.
Damn. Hey, listen,
it's pretty bad over here for Xbox dudes.
Oh, you said you had
old ass games.
Wait, you said your whole job. So 7-Eleven broke out with E. coli. What the fuck?
Yeah, 7-Eleven broke out with E. coli. Exposed.
Oh, okay, all right, for sure. All right. Did Moss get back here yet?
Yeah, I'm back, man.
Okay, what's going on? What's going on, good brother, Mighty Moss?
Neethles cut my mic off. Neethles been doing me dirty all week, man. Sitting there messing with the Swahili bros up at 7-Eleven, getting
the Swahili bros up at 7-Eleven. This is crazy, bro.
Told you we're that hat, Neethles. What's up, people? It's your boy, man. Just hey, look, I haven't really been jumping into any games except for I've been messing with the Steam Link, where they allow you to play your games from Steam on your Fire Stick TV and all this other crazy shit. Hey, man, this shit is tight, man. Bro, Metro Last Light on 1080p 60 on the Fire Stick TV, not on the regular Fire Stick, but the Fire Stick TV.
Wow,
it's nice, man. It's nice.
All right. Okay. I guess I think it's all that's in the room. Okay. Hold on.
Oh, fuck, nigga, you do this all the time, huh?
Hey, bro.
Look, it's okay. It's okay. You still my bro. I still got love for you, even though you forgive me all the fucking time.
Listen, I called you. Listen, I said one man Post might be here that I didn't hear nothing else, bro. What's good with you?
Okay, my bad. I'm good, man. We're gonna talk about it today. You got some fuck niggas on the panel.
Okay, all right.
We're gonna make it happen as usual.
Well, here's a question. Because Post said, they always say, a lot of people want to know, what are you playing, Post?
What am I playing right now?
Years.
He playing fucking Atari. Get out of here.
Okie doke popcorn. I've been playing 2K19. I've been playing 2K19. I haven't been back on Gears in a minute. It's been a minute since I've been back on Gears, so I've been getting my ass whooped in 2K19 by the CPU because I haven't played it in years. And then we just started a league, and Mass, fuck nigga ass, put that shit on Hall of Fame. And the first game, the Detroit Pistons dropped about 50 on the nigga. I say, Mash, your little cheating ass, you gonna have to change that. You gonna have to bring that Hall of Fame down. Motherfucker ain't been playing 2K like that. You can't be putting the settings up that high, man. That's cheating.
Are you pulling the Marty Moss coming back from 2K15?
Hey, man, you stick with 2K15 with Kevin Garnett still playing and shit, man.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot we got we were supposed to redo the league or whatever. I'm just getting play my games, man. What's going on? I'm gonna get into that after we finish the show. But like I say, like I said, we can start with just like as the room filling. But you guys can come in and hit the like button. Tokyo Game Show was, I guess it was this weekend, or started Friday.
Well, it's been out for about a while. They had the
How long was the goddamn show?
Man, it's like a week and a half.
Damn.
Yeah.
When they say Tokyo Game, they talking about the slot machines, the bikini machines, and they got them thing on stage, man. They got all the time. Yeah, so they were talking about just everything, yeah. Not just I don't know Microsoft there, but
and Sony's big on the they're big in the slot thing, man. They bought a slot.
That's big in Japan.
A couple years ago, man. Yeah,
that's what Konami had. Konami, Sega, and Sammy and all those got Tecmo. Could stop making so many focusing on the video game industry, and it kind of fell back. You saw EA and Activision and Rockstar. You saw all these Western developers take off because they kind of fell back for whatever reasons and focus more on the arcade scene, especially in Japan with the big kino, and like I said, it's huge there. It is what it is. Different strokes for different folks, but all week. One of the things I said, I see some public backlash or some outcry behind the Devil May Cry 5 microtransaction and also the multiplayer. I want to get your guys' thoughts about that. You think of people being over dramatic? You still going to get the game? Talk to me.
I said, man, here's the thing, right? I said this. As long as it's optional, I don't have to buy. So I'm going to buy the game. It's not forcing me to buy something. The option is there for those who want it. It's just like 2K with those VC coins and all the stuff that people buy from that. Madden Ultimate Team, points and packs and all kind of stuff, rec packs. In Halo, it's alternate. You know what I'm saying? It's alternative. If that's what you want and you're into it, you have that option. But as me, I never buy anything. I trust me, man.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with you. I normally don't buy any DLC because I get so many games. You know what I mean? Like, it got to be something extra that I'm like a Gears or something. I'm gonna go back and play. I've spent money on Gears. But I know we don't buy rec packs and maps because, again, there's so many goddamn games that come out, and it is what it is. But I guess there's a lot of jokers out there. I'm not gonna be messy today. I'm gonna save to get messy by myself and throw a couple jokers under the bus, right, from both sides of the streets. But I'm saying about the conspiracy being that Microsoft may have the marketing rights to Devil May Cry 5 that Microsoft forced them to include microtransactions. Bullshit you not.
What?
I bullshit you not.
Hey, yo, who gave it to you? Alex Jones and shit, man?
Hey, bro. I almost say there's a certain PlayStation gamer that did a 15-hour stream. That's all I'm going to say, right? I ain't going to say no more. There was a couple people that
Next, I got a question.
Talk to me.
Why the fuck do you still do this show?
Because I enjoy it. It's like, why you keep eating pork bacon? You got high cholesterol, you fat bastard.
Listen here, Nutri-Grain. Yeah, I'm telling you this right now.
You about to lose your foot. But as I was saying,
you lost yours already.
True indeed. And again, now Kratos, I know you die hard PlayStation. Now, what's going on in the Sony camp? Is it a conspiracy? What's the fact that Microsoft has the marketing rights that they force Capcom to include microtransactions?
No, it's not, man. See, Capcom is a third-party developer.
Okay.
So it's them being third-party developer is up to them to be able to pick and choose. Keep in mind, it's a Japanese company. All of these companies, Sony included, Sony, Nintendo, all these guys own these, slot machines and all this crap. So this is in line with what they do anyway, especially over in the Japanese market.
Okay.
So it's an alternative, and I think we got to the point where we'll only complain when it's a game that we don't care, too broad about. We don't care, enough about. We'll complain about it. but let 2K or let Madden do the same exact thing, and we don't care. There's no outrage.
Shit.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Actually, I'll go last. What do you think, Moss?
Look, y'all know I'm old as shit, right? And so I go back to 1989. I've said this before. There's a little game called King's Quest. You could get out of Electronic Boutique that ended up becoming EB Games and ended up merging with GameStop. That motherfucking game was $44.99. That was 1989. You fast forward to 2018, games are $60. Now, look, we can sit here and say that it's a grand conspiracy that games don't cost anymore. They actually only cost $5 to develop, but we know better. Amy Henning told us the truth that, yes, these single-player games that we're all wanting right now cost a lot to develop. These developers need funds to keep these multi-polygon and compute unit games rolling, right? And they're not raising the price on it. If they want to have microtransactions out there in short, let them have it. Let somebody else's head get beat with a cash register. You're not forced to buy them. As long as it's not a situation where it's pay to win, like Star Wars Battlefront 2 or something like that, let them exist. Let other people fund the fact that your game gets to still be $60. I don't get what the big deal is. As long as they're not forcing it across the board, let them exist so your games don't end up becoming more.
Neff, your take on it.
Basically what Monty Moss said, but at the end of the day, like he just said, where these people or these whales, that's what they call them, the people who spend a lot on microtransactions, basically help developers keep the game at $60. I'm all for it. And hell, you could even say these games are a bigger value because before they really handled on microtransactions and focus on them, they were just doing DLC and shit. So instead of getting DLC shoved down our throat, we can get microtransactions and I can get those DLC now for free. So fuck, that works for me. Okay. As long as my game is of a bigger value, what's wrong with it?
Okay, I'm gonna come at it this way, right? I think from both, like I said, both aisles of the store, right? I think maybe the public backlash, maybe when you think of Devil May Cry, it's never had microtransactions. It's never been like I see the multiplayer aspect of it. And again, I got cursed out before back a couple years ago. Was saying as far as the used game market and how these games cost so much more to make. And again, I didn't really get the breakdown to somebody that I know within the industry gave me the breakdown what it really costs and the marketing and the R&D. That's why you get the same Call of Duty as Assassin's Creed of the year because it makes money for them and fewer developers are willing to step outside of the ordinary and create new IPs. You know what I mean? Or if there is a new IP, it's set up for the way that to keep you playing or paying into the game. You know what I mean? Like I'll give you an example. Anthem, right? It's a new IP. Best believe it's going to be ways for you to keep playing and for them to make their money or whatever the case may be. And I've also told you guys, like, you know, in the video game industry, right? You take GameStop, just for one, right? And I know GameStop is always quick to say, because one of those guys tried to fact check me once and said, hey, excuse me, sir, we put over $2 billion or something back into the industry. And I said, no, not necessarily, because even though you may get $2 billion in revenue on gaming peripherals, it's not guaranteed to be new items. You know what I mean? It can be still used items. So, again, you have Activision, you have EA, and you have Rockstar all competing against each other, but they're also competing against the motherfuckers they're selling their merch, you know what I mean? They would undercut them by $5, and none of that money goes back into the industry. All that money goes back into GameStop's pocket. But, again, you know, I guess I don't have an issue with it because, like Kratos said, I don't really buy any map quacks and whatever. You know what I mean? I don't care about fancy leotards and fancy sport. I mean, I don't do it. But again, we see that Capcom has had some financial issues, more or less. Even though you said what's that goddamn game? Monster Hunter was extremely successful for them. Probably was their most successful IP this generation for sales wise and revenue what they made off it. But they just closed the studio. They made? Yeah. What do you call it? I never liked the game anyway. What's the name of the game?
Dead Rising.
I never cared for Dead Rising.
Yeah, I like that shit.
Yeah, I didn't either.
You know, so maybe again, Capcom has struggled throughout this generation. You remember they overdosed that they're willing to sell IPs. You know, I say rob from Peter to pay Paul. Maybe it's a way for them to keep their lights on. I would hate to lose an iconic, what do you call it, company like Capcom, who has so many memories for everybody on this panel, whether down to Mega Man or Bionic Commando, Street Fighter, so many, so many goddamn games that they made over the years. But it is, like I said, I have an issue with it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Just the way of the industry. Everything has microtransactions. But it is what it is. Moving right along, we have, again, I see on Twitter, the Xbox guys are fighting with the PlayStation guys. I don't know why this Xbox won't mind their place, but over Black Ops 4, you know what I mean? That it looks best on the X, but runs better on the Pro. And this goes down to what's more important, performance or visuals? You know what I mean? Now I want to get you guys' take on that. What are your thoughts? Or they're making a anthill into a mountain?
Let me grab this baton real quick. Xbox, and that post up is going to get mad. He's going to start crying and tell Phil on me. Look,
Terry Myerson.
Yeah, Terry Myerson. It's Terry Myerson's fault. Look, here's the problem is that this is what you got when you got your Xbox One X, the multiplayer box. You know what I'm saying? They put everything so much on the 4K, and what they didn't do is they said we didn't want to do any mandates. Okay, fine, but you got to look at the 4K market. Everybody doesn't have 4K TVs right now. Hence why even the 4K UHD DVDs aren't like really there yet. You know what I'm saying? So by you not putting some type of mandate out there to where, okay, if you're going to do a 4K mode, at least do a 1080p 60 mode, you're going to run into these situations time and time again where the quote unquote less powerful boxes, it's going to be smoother there. So it's just to me, it's just another testament to where Phil and company, you know how I feel about them. They just need to go back to the drawing board. They need to rethink some of the stupid shit that they said before. You know what I'm saying? And this is just another stupid thing to wear again. You can't run on this 4K gimmick. It isn't working. The gap isn't closing. The system's selling well, but you're not closing the gap. So, make sure that there's smooth performance too. And you might want to have some mandates out there. That's my thoughts.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to grab this before you, Kratos, because I know you're going to go in here with your fuck shit. But I'm putting a tweet this morning, and Kratos blew it up with his fucking comment and retweet. You guys have to correct me here on the panel, even in the chat. How does the Xbox One X look better? Is it just because of the resolution bump, or does it have better textures? And from what I got from Digital Foundry video, maybe I misheard it. I think it's more or less a resolution bump, but clearly, due to the higher resolution, the game goes down in its frame rate more than the Pro. So almost like back in the day when we only had the base PS4 and the base Xbox One. Remember back then, the Xbox One on some games had a better frame rate because it wasn't pushing the 1080p. I wonder if it's the same case here. Maybe if the Xbox didn't focus so high on getting a higher resolution, if it could get some better performance, because both games aren't in 4K. You have to look at the sky directly to get it to 4K. Otherwise, it's just either checkerboard or the other thing they do.
Dynamic.
Dynamic, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Now, and then again, I'm not trying to be messy here, right? I'm not trying to antagonize the Xbox community. We're talking about the world's most powerful console. It has a beefier CPU and GPU. Potato, a little mo. I'm being messy. I'm just saying that shouldn't happen. Especially, when you have, again, a beefier CPU and a much beefier GPU. I don't know what type of engine they use. Maybe it's just poorly optimized right now for the X. It could be fixed with a patch. You know what I mean?
Z.
Yes.
Not every game. Not every time the game runs, not necessarily better on the Pro, can we just start blaming the developer as not being optimized and stuff like that.
It's sometimes developer bias, Kratos. It's not media bias anymore. It's developer bias, bitch.
Exactly. Sometimes we're gonna have to call a spade a spade.
Somebody's paying for this shit.
Exactly.
Right now.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. We look at a game like PUBG. That game, obviously was in 4K. It was uselessly. It didn't need to be in 4K. The game is not pretty at all, no matter what the resolution. So I don't understand why they didn't lower the resolution and then just try to focus on the frames. But it seems like I don't know if it's Phil Spencer or those guys. They spent over a year hyping up the X to be 4K, 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 and it's almost like they have to try to reach that threshold, or else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I would rather, yes, you're still going to be the most powerful console in the world. I mean, you're not going to lose that title until the next gen system come out. So focus on just having the game run the best. You can say, hey, our games run the best. I think anybody will take that.
Let me put my tinfoil hat on. You know what I'm saying? I want to be like everybody else on Twitter with the crazy conspiracy theories. All right, so Z, we done had thousands and thousands of podcasts talking about how the Xbox One X was not.
Hold on 1 second. LA Butter, La Butter. The link is in our group chat. Just click the link. It's in there.
Oh wait, who is he? That you already know?
Yes, La Butter.
Yeah, that's bully. Yeah. Yeah, so we done been over this 1,000 times where we said the Xbox One X was thought about and before Phil even took over, right? But what if, because this is kind of simple to me, like Phil's not a dumb guy, you would think. They're not dumb people, right? But why would they focus so much on 4K resolution and all this other stuff when the majority of the consumer base does not have 4K TVs yet? And they got to know that focus so much on this 4K resolution is going to fuck up the performance. Hence, you giving another, you know what I'm saying, another arguing point or bullet point against your product or service. I don't understand. So again, I'm thinking Phil Spencer is so, you know, this is my contribution. You know, he's so focused on 4K that he's actually doing them a disservice by not thinking about this rationally and backtracking where he needs to backtrack, you know?
Okay. Listen, I agree with you. I do think, and I do hope, and I do pray that they do backtrack a lot of what they've said previously, like such as not leaving people behind. No, there's a point. You do need to leave people behind in order to pull people into the future.
Exactly. If you're following that cell phone model, Kratos, not to cut you off, but if you're following that cell phone model, at some point in time they tell you this update don't work with X, you know, with Marshmallow. You got to go to Raspberry, Blueberry Pie, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah,
so I think it makes any sense. I don't get it.
I agree. Listen, here's the thing, right, with the whole resolution thing.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the Switch is running sub 720p, in some games 360p, and nobody seemed to care. People still buy that thing in droves, and they still have a great time with it. So, at what point do you say, look, maybe the resolution argument is like, there was a point in time for that, right? That was like a 2-year slot for you to get that. People have moved on to a different fight, to a different battle, to a different, you know, I always say time waits for no man. And I think the resolution thing back in 2013, back in 2014, maybe even 2015, it was a thing. But then people moved on to bigger and better things to want. And so I think they're kind of stuck right now. Do I backtrack? Do I go back and backtrack and give people exclusives now? Do I make it where my games are no longer on the PC? Because it's not really a value to have it on the PC anymore. It's not like all these PC guys are buying our games. It's actually vice versa.
I don't, you know what? They're not going to backtrack from that, but they could do something to optimize that deal. But before Neff jumps in, no, I agree, except for I will say, you know, look, I mean, the Xbox One X does serve a slither of the market. You know what I'm saying? There are people that just play multiplats and want the best performing, but performing just is not 4K. Performance now that everybody has frame rates embedded in their mind, people are looking for that shit. And it's just so bad. It goes against your product placement, which is an industry term, to have the potato, as they want to call it, perform better. You need to have a 4K, you need to even if you don't mandate, heavily force a 4K mode and a performance mode, period. And not have the biggest game that's going to be out this holiday season be monikered as performing better anywhere else. This is the most powerful console. Power in the console is visuals and smoothness. I don't get it.
But here's the thing, Moss. I want to add to that, right? For all the people that say, I bought the X because I want the better running multi-plat. Well, prior to the X, where were you gaming? because the PlayStation Slim was the better running version of the multi-plats, and then the Pro came out and it was the better running version of the multi-plats. So are you going to wait till PS5 come out if it comes out first, or are you going to buy that and move because it will have the better running version of the multi-plat?
Yeah, they will.
That's the argument that I'm hearing people always say when you say, "Hey, why did you buy X?" Oh, because I want the better version running, the better running version of the multi-plat. And then you say, okay, well, with that logic, you're always going to be chasing the newest system out there because the newest system generally has the better performance. So that argument shouldn't be the sole basis on why you buy a system.
All right, hold on 1 second. Shout out to Ben, the new subscriber. Appreciate it. Chadman23, he said when the PS4 had the resolution edge on the Xbox, they never sacrificed performance like the Xbox were doing. There were some.
There were some games.
Yeah, there were some. You gotta realize this. Hold on. You gotta realize this always. The X, even the standard X 2000, had a slightly more faster CPU than the standard PS4. And just that, but just when games, I'm explaining to you in the layman's terms. There are a lot of engines that were GPU heavy, and that's where the PS4 shine. And there's some engines like the Snowdrop engine were more CPU heavy, and that's when the Xbox One. I remember, was it Assassin's Creed? What was that goddamn Assassin's Creed game? They both were 900p.
Unity.
Yeah. Remember the hashtag no parody? You know, I remember I had a phone with that. And again, the X ran better because again it had a slightly beefier CPU.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, bro, I always leave them in the group chat, so they always did just click it and hop in.
And now my phone was bugging out, so it wouldn't let me join.
Oh, you got a BlackBerry, right? How you want to join the BlackBerry, bro?
He's a loyal expert. You got that Windows phone.
Oh shit! No plugins. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, but like I said, maybe this can be fixed with a patch. This is just the beta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And Activision are known for having day one patches. Well, I mean, not say known, but I remember the first call was that Call of Duty with dogs. Or what's the first Call of Duty of this generation?
Ghosts.
Both the Xbox and the PS4 version was 720p until they had a patch. So. That may change.
IGN gave the PS4 the win.
Yeah. That shit was spooky.
I remember that too because I was out. Yeah, I remember that.
Shout out to everybody in the chat that said what's up to me, man. Links and Beard. I see you. I'm just looking at the screen now. Anything that you got, I'm ignoring you guys. I don't know. I'll be looking at two different screens. But shout out to everybody in the chat. You can be so kind. Like I said, hit the like button. What else we got today? Like I said, there's a few other things that I wanted to talk about. Did we talk about with this panel here? Spider-Man surpassing God of War, or was that just on the multiplayer?
Shit!
I wanted to.
That was on the multiplayer.
Okay,
I gotta leave, Z.
Hey,
I gotta go
for my
own protection.
Hey, y'all, listen, Mo, I'm gonna throw your ass under the bus with this one. Now listen, not like I said, and I bet on this, right? I bet $50. Dirt tried to call my bluff. In the chat when he said big bag tech, put your money where your mouth is, Z, if you think. Yeah. And I'm just being honest. I'm not saying that Spider-Man is a better game than God of War. It's subjective, whatever you like. But again, I said it's a much bigger IP. What I mean by that, a bigger franchise. We never had a Spider-Man done like with the AAA production like they're doing with the marketing, the advertisement, and it got nothing to do with no movie tie-in. And I also said that I got a little backlash that it's safe to say that if Batman the Arkham series set a standard for like superhero games, they did. It was the best that we ever had. You know what I mean? I think it's safe to say that Spider-Man has exceeded that. So in 3 days we came out 3.2 million copies. Now, I know God of War did 5 million in a month, right? It was 5 million in a month, right?
Yeah.
God damn, 3.2 in 3 days on the market. Now, is that including digital sales and everything? Like, what was that, just physical?
No, that's just physical.
No.
Yeah, that was
just physical. That didn't include the bundles, digital, or none of that.
That was straight out of retail.
Yeah.
So shit, that might be.
The games are usually at 4+ million.
Yeah. Might be at 5.
Could be 5 easily.
Easy. They said the first 3 days, right? Well, this game has been on the market for what, 2 weeks now?
Yeah. We're just thinking month one, we'll probably reach like 5 million.
This game is probably going to be real talk. Maybe if after the 3.3 million, if those projections kept going forward, we would probably be sitting around 8 to 9 million within 1 month. Not saying that that's the case, but if that projection kept going forward, that's what we're looking for.
Hold on. Shout out to Jamal King, true friend of the show. He said, why the fuck is there over 200 people in here? We only got 6 likes. I don't know. Yeah, I don't hit the like button, man.
Hit that like button.
On a Sunday night, I ain't even eat my dinner. I got some bread sticks and Pizza Hut here. Here trying to entertain you, Joe. It's a harsh crowd here, man. They want to see blood, guts, and gore. They want to see a knockout, man. Hit the like button, man.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of knockout, you know what I'm saying? I've been saying some things like Spider-Man's dog shit. You know what I'm saying? Spider, that's the shit. I'm gonna scrape the bottom of my toilet with the disc. And then my brother Nethos just came out of nowhere, man, and just he came at me like Uma Thurman off of Kill Bill 2. Shit,
oh,
God damn. No doubt about it, man. Spider-Man, it's Spider-Man. That's all I gotta say. It's Spider-Man, and like I said, as a recovering Xbot. All right, PC fuck the world. You know what I'm saying? It's a recovering Xbox. When I heard Sony got Spider-Man and y'all tried to pull a Crapgamer, it's only going to swing to the left, swing to the right. That was a hurt piece, bro. That was a hurt piece, man. You had to reevaluate everything.
Hey, yo, controller, bro. I'm gonna keep it funky, right? Not only, if I'm not mistaken, if I speak wrong, I stand corrected in this. I think Marvel gave Sony the keys to the kingdom and let them. Develop whether they give it to Insomniac, whoever, any franchise that they want.
They did.
Yep.
Just listen to that. Yeah. You got Black Panther, which is hot. You got the event. So many things. They gave Sony. They gave Sony the keys to the castle and said you can develop whatever you want. Any of your friends, especially with the success of this one. Now I know, but now also there's another rumor floating around that Sony may have acquired Insomniac Games. I don't know how true that is. I know posted something in Bang Bang.
For reset,
I think they're looking to do it. Whether it happens or not is what's really in question. I don't think it does.
If there's going to be one company that they would let acquire them, it would be Sony. And I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah,
they have I forgot the name of the guy. I don't know if it's Steven or Stevenson or something like that.
Price?
Yeah. The head guy said, we asked Sony, can we change this? Can we change that? And they said, will it make the game look better? Will it make it play better? Do you really want to do it? They said, yeah. And they said, okay, we'll do it. They gave them free reign on no matter what they wanted. They said,
fuck nigga, that don't say nothing. Shit. Hold on. Fuck nigga, that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, it does. That means
that mean nothing. Did you hear anything about Microsoft and how the Insomniac on Sunset Overdrive?
Listen,
it's too much ponylism on here. Y'all need to be This is unfair and unbalanced news. Y'all sound like Fox News right about now.
They helped them so much they won't fund the sequel, even though they're begging for it.
Exactly. Insomniac was begging.
They're not begging for it. They said that Microsoft won a sequel. They are open to it.
You don't make a public tweet like that if you don't want that shit to happen.
That's because gamers was asking for it. And they say, hey, if Microsoft is open to it, we're doing it. We'll do it. If Insomniac went out there talking about, please, Microsoft, let's make us some stuff. See, it's too much ponylism on this panel, and y'all need to be bodified right now.
To be fair, 23. Let me answer your question here.
If you tell a company, which game would you rather make? A Spider-Man or a Sunset Overdrive? 10 times out of 10, they're gonna choose Spider-Man.
Of course, they're gonna go with Spider-Man.
Leave it to Microsoft and motherfucking feeling them. They probably say make Blank Man. That old Robert Townsend. Goddamn. Hold up. What Chad Man talking about?
Oh yeah.
Post up. Did he get that greatness yet? No, he did not. That's why he's not pony up.
Greatness awaits. It's pretty much in the advertisement. Fuck.
Hey, these are the last days of him being an Xbox. These are the last days.
Greatness told me to be patient, so I'm gonna be patient. I ain't gonna complain. I'm gonna be humble. I'm gonna be grateful.
His greatness is gonna be in the mail tomorrow. It'll be in the mail tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna be grateful and
go ahead,
appreciative, and then after I get it, I'm gonna get the fuck nigga.
Now, can I really say something though? Like, this is the shit that's been bugging me about Phil, right? He's a great dude. When he was around and watching all of this shit during 360 days, because I bought 360 because that shit was cool, right? After he took over, what the fuck happened? Like, he literally almost forgot what the fuck made Xbox 360 so great.
Well,
like,
y'all tweaking because y'all tweaking because all the games y'all got in the 360.
Terry Mercy, Danny D.
Hey, Butter. No, Terry Myerson.
No, I wasn't even about to say Terry Myerson because y'all love to preach about Donnie D.
He drew a pentagram in the middle of the earth and made all the babies.
Let me tell you something. Y'all love to preach about Donnie D. Y'all love to preach about Donnie D in the game. Donnie D brought to the 360 and early in the life of the Xbox One, but y'all forget Phil was the head of first party studios under Donnie D. So them games came from Phil. Fuck niggas.
Oh, here we go. The games came from Phil, but so the disasters came from Donnie.
Phil was the head of first party studios.
These bugs ran a potato sack race, but Phil was only on the good side.
So why is Phil delivering right now? So why is he not delivering anything right now?
You're not gonna see Phil footprint until next gen.
You just said the game.
He floated this.
Hey, he don't get spent.
I'm talking about in terms. I'm talking about if you look at what transpired from the beginning up to now, all the shit that went on internally, all the shit that transitioned. You're not gonna see the Phil's entire impact. We're gonna be able to blame Phil next gen.
We can blame Phil right now.
Wait. Let me say this
because according to
janitor.
That's sitting there
let me say this one thing.
Donnie D gave you the Xbox X. Donnie D gave you, if you look at it, Donnie D gave you the Sea of Thieves. He gave you the state of
he didn't.
Yes, he did. The games was funded back in 2013
a Phil Spencer game.
The games was funded back in 2014, bro. The games was already funded.
Donnie D he got fired in goddamn 14. He was 13. He left.
But the games was already funded. That's what I'm telling you.
Donnie D got fired 6 months after the damn
the games was already funded though. Just like the X was already funded in 2012.
Oh, let me pay the bills right quick. Hold up. Jamal King said Microsoft is like a controlling broad. It's either her way or no way.
And that's exactly what Marty Moss says. Perfect. But anyways, post up. Phil literally tweeted out and shit and announced that he went to Rare and said, I unshackled them from the Kinect and let them do whatever the fuck they want. And they came back with Sea of motherfucking Thieves. That was 100% Phil Spencer.
Let me ask you this.
Let me
ask you this.
That shit was already in development. Fuck.
Let me ask you a question, Post Up.
I can put a plug on that shit then.
I'm gonna ask you a question, Post Up. The same question that I had.
You tell me Sea of Thieves wins a moment for 5
You expect somebody that worked for a company to shit on their own product?
For 5 fucking years?
Hold on. Jamal King said, so I guess Microsoft took Sony's mantra, greatness awakes, and dirt diggity black ass. Thank you for the 50 dirt. He said, get them Post. Tell these ponies the truth.
Fuck is they talking about, dirt diggity?
Let me say this right here. Let me say this real quick.
5 years for a chicken chaser.
Watch. If Phil leaves, they're gonna be blaming all this shit on
got 5 million people playing that chicken chaser too. Fuck,
they got it over about. They got 5 million people playing
last generation, when PlayStation 3 launched a year later, it launched $200 more than the Xbox 360. And it had all this bad publicity about go get a second job and all kind of stuff, right? Sony, they never complain and point fingers at this one guy for the failure. They were able to listen. They got their ass kicked for 2 years, and then they turned around and they would have delivered the game.
They're not listening.
Microsoft isn't complaining either. It's the fucking gamers. The gamers was complaining. Fuck, nigga.
Listen.
What are you talking about, Sony? Of course, Sony is not going to complain openly.
But if Phil
like Microsoft is not going to complain openly. But it was the gamers complaining about those statements that Sony made. It is the gamers who are complaining about Microsoft and about that situation. So what is you talking about?
Somebody pay the bills right quick. Somebody pay the bills.
I came to fire this motherfucker up.
Emerald 14 said Microsoft was trying to make Scalebound and things they don't want to, and when they refuse Scalebound, canceled under Phil.
Nope, Scalebound wasn't canceled on the field. It was canceled on the Terry.
Hey, look, it was canceled Scalebound was good for the gamers.
It was canceled. Of course, he gonna say that.
Jay,
that's what he's supposed to do as a front man and a PR person.
Jay does.
Yo, what up, Most?
Hold on, you're
saying this shit's a conspircy?
You keep forgetting.
That's what I'm telling y'all. Regardless of what goes on behind the doors of these companies, they're not gonna give you their truth. Their job in the public's eye is to sugarcoat every fucking thing, and this go for all the companies. Whether you know the truth or not, you're not gonna get it like you want it.
So what you're telling me is nothing is Phil Spencer's fault, right?
Phil gonna sprinkle
nothing
whatever
is his
he needs
fault.
to
Everything
sprinkle
good is him. Everything bad something else.
This nigga post up is gonna blame all of this shit on Phil. For the new nigga, he gonna be like,
get him, butter, get him.
All right, so here's a question, right? All right.
You looking like I can't believe it's not butter right now. You ain't even real butter right now.
Hey, yo, hold up.
Hold on, I'll be back. I'm gonna go back to work.
Take the black ass back to work.
Need real butter right now.
Hey, yo, go back to that flat earth. Here's the thing, like real talk, right? I'm being honest. Right? Listen, now here's what I don't understand. Like I say, to what again do you contribute to Phil?
Sea of Thieves.
Well, here's the thing about that, because again, I've had ran on the show when and I always gotta say, here's my disclaimer: Phil doesn't think I don't like him. Not that I care, but I don't. No, it's not that serious. I'm just being honest. As being a true patriot of the goddamn console, it's dog shit right now, right? I always hear about them not having the funding or didn't have the money or they didn't believe, and this is not their first time to the dance. This is the third goddamn generation, right? There's obviously, again, there's money to be made within the video game, because right now the video game industry for the last few years is more than the fucking movie industry, in the music industry, right? Money, billions of goddamn dollars. Video games are number one right now, right? Mm-hmm. But you got money for how many, again, different controllers, elites, and this and that. They even again got something. They got a turntable for the goddamn one. You got to be born without elbows. They got a controller for your ass. You got you born with two nubs. You can still get your goddamn game on. I think that's beautiful, right? But again, I'm going to hell for that one.
No, you have to read that one.
Oh Jesus! I can't say what the hell happened.
Metal Hell Panic with the $2 holler said, "Post, stop drinking the Xbox mayo."
Yeah. But again, I made like, but what has? Because here's the thing: I know Donnie D gets a bad rap, but what I don't, that's what I don't understand. When Donnie D was when Donnie D was in charge, we got to be honest here. The Xbox had great marketing, third-party deals, true Xbox exclusives. All the games that the Xbox guys had thrown on their list, whether the Quantum Breaks, the Sunset Overdrives, the Rise, all that came from Donnie D. Mm-hmm. Well, Donnie D is no longer out there. He's gone. He's out of the building. He's been gone for over 4 goddamn years, right? Phil's at the head of the ship now.
Yep.
Phil, now sit there, this is real shit. God forbid if Phil was to die today. Under him being the boss, now he's the vice president of Microsoft Gaming. What would you put on his goddamn gaming tombstone? It's to connect out the box. What else? What else is he?
Game Pass.
Phil, man, I'm telling you.
Listen. I don't even know if I can give him backwards compatibility. They was talking about that back then when Donnie D was there, the engineers and how to get it to work. Xbox One.
You won't be seeing these niggas on YouTube making videos like crap. I'm telling y'all, Phil did this. All of this happened on the Phil. Now we got a new person. He's gonna fix everything. It's gonna be the same shit from these dudes.
I'm gonna tell you this, man. Here's the deal.
That's a fair question to ask.
The Xbox community. Let me be fair. Xbox community is traumatized. I'm gonna tell it to you. I'm gonna be Dr. Phil. Y'all traumatized. Y'all traumatized out this bitch. Donnie D said a couple of unnice things about, we got a console for you, the 360. Y'all started losing the market share back again to PlayStation. You saw the gap widening. And instead of contributing the gap widening to great marketing by Sony and piss poor by Microsoft, y'all really bought the media headlines that Donnie D was an asshole. Oh, only if this guy was nicer. Y'all fell for that shit. Here comes this nice guy with the limbo t-shirt on, talking all this nice, simple, silly, stupid shit. And y'all fall for it. And what has he done? He has done nothing for you that has closed the gap. Under Phil Spencer, the gap between Microsoft and Sony has only widened. Under any other industry, that would be considered a failure, okay? But for some reason, y'all want to swear up and down that Phil Spencer is so much better than Donnie D when Z is asking you a legitimate question. Under what litmus as far as handling the business? Because the main one that we see is how you're competing against your competitors. The gap is widening. We have a $500 box and we have a $200 counterpart where graphics look better on the $200 counterpart. Tell me where the success is, because it's not in the business model. Is it talking to you nice? Okay, maybe. But that's what Dr. Phil's for. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I
so,
agree.
Buddy Moss, I know you're trying to be nice, but we're not here to be nice. Be messy. You were in an argument with a certain Xbox YouTuber a few weeks back about this shit. So, what were his talking points? What were your talking points?
Their talking points was, well, the Xbox One X doubled its sale base from 2017 to 2018. Okay, 1 + 1 is 2, motherfucker. That's double. What does that mean? What does that mean? I mean, it's Xbox community. You're mentally traumatized, and y'all fell for this bullshit media headline that the problem was Donnie D didn't say nice words. I'm not saying Donnie D was perfect. I think their focus on Connect was flawed. I think some of the things that he said, some of the things that they did going into this generation was flawed. But to say that Phil Spencer, by all intents and purposes, is so much better, by what litmus? Please show me.
Hey, but here's the thing, right? We got to be honest. I don't know Sony for saying nice things in the media. I don't know Nintendo.
Thank you.
Saying it's a business. And listen, and this is to everybody. Nintendo is not your friend, your personal friend. Sony, it's a business. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck how much Donnie D or what's not Donnie D? What's the guy's name? Well, Phil's been in my chat too. What's the motherfucker's name? Mikey Bard and hopped in my chat. What we doing, BG? I'm a $, right? As much as I advocated for Xbox and this, that, as much as Aaron Greenberg and DM'd me and all types of wild shit, I ain't never got sent a 25-cent voucher. I'm a consumer, right? All right, let's be clear. So we gotta get. Here's the thing: we have to be honest. It comes a point, right? And even I just get on the Nintendo fans. If you want things to change, and you have to be honest. Well, Blizz, my nickname. Zay, you're beating the same drum. You said this up, no, because you motherfuckers don't get it. You motherfuckers are still in my DMs, threatening to render my black ass unconscious, right? You motherfuckers had me banned on. I think Crap called the Twitter on police on me because I told me this fat ass was slide to a diabetic coma. I lost my main Twitter account with over like 8,000 followers, whatever the fuck I had. You know what I mean? The Diabetic Association came after my ass. You motherfuckers did this to me, right? Because again, hashtag let me speak to Teddy. Fuck that, right? We have to be honest. You know what I mean? And again, and if you want things to get better, if you want things to change, you know what I mean? And
then with Emerald 14 in the chat, just perfect. You got Voodoo Vince, you got Phantom Dust, you got Zoo Tycoon, and Lucky Tales. That was our holiday lineup. I remember someone was comparing Zoo Tycoon to Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm not gonna be messy here.
You know what the issue is?
What was it? He said Z is the Alex Jones of gaming. How you figure? I ain't dealing with no conspiracies. I ain't out there 3 a.m. with the megatons, the most Microsoft and cured cancer. I'm the goddamn Alex Jones of gaming. Come on, man. Listen, man. Like I said before, I fed and I burped these niggas, man. Enough is enough, man. I watched my preferred platform turn to shit. Never in my wildest years. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just a relic, the old guard at the gate. I remember Xbox gamers. We used to be, had pride. I remember we had the whole thing.
Xbox Strong.
Yeah, or not even fuck that. About us with AAA games, right? And I remember we used to make fun of the Sony guys. Well, a game's a game. What's the mean? AAA? I'm going, but now we out there hyping up shit like what's that goddamn State of Decay 2 and Recall? Like, what has happened to us? I no longer recognize this community, man.
You don't speak for everyone, Z. You don't know everyone hates that game.
Hey, yo, that's a you problem. Like, what? A me problem?
Because motherfuckers don't know how to separate their fucking feelings from shit. That's why they.
Damn, I know you couldn't tell me I wasn't a hell of a father. God damn, man. I'm just saying, man. But here's a question, right? And I've asked this. Shout out to Warrior Warp. We had a great show yesterday. I asked this of him, and I'm gonna ask this of you guys. So we could probably close the show with this. Going into next generation, right? First of all, this Microsoft has you guys' confidence going out there and spend $500 on their new console.
Nah.
Even the fact that they bought 5 new studios, Ninja Theories, this, that, and the other, they still don't have your confidence.
Well, Z, I'm gonna keep it real with you, right? So either I can go out there and spend $500 and get the new Xbox, or I can seriously consider spending maybe $400 and buy myself a new GPU and still enjoy all those games. Like, that's the type of question Microsoft has given me. Sony, on the other hand, it's either I buy their new console or I miss out. Microsoft's like, well, buy a new GPU. That's an option.
I agree. See, here's the thing, right? I understand a lot of people like to rally the for the consumers and for the gamers mantra out there. At the end of the day, right, as a gamer, personally, I only care about the games. And I go where the games are, whether that's Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo. And generally, I buy all 3 of them, on top of the PC. But if I'm looking for the best performance I'll ever be able to get, I'm going to stick with my PC. But here we are generally console gamers. That's why most of us here. You have a PC, but we enjoy the console experience, the community and stuff like that goes along with it. But Microsoft has yet to sell us on the Scarlet. They have yet to sell us on it. We know that they have good intentions, right? They're starting to do what they should have did some years back, and for whatever reason, they were unable to do it. But you're just catching up. You're still 2 to 3 years behind, where other companies haven't stopped. They've continuously invested, continuously shown you new IP and the reason to buy a PS5, and that's their hard sell. How do you choose something you haven't saw versus something you've seen a lot of it and you want more of it? We know God of War 2 is coming out. We know Horizon Zero Dawn 2. We know the new game from whatever the guys from Uncharted, since they killed that one. We know the sequel to whatever they're going to come up new with that one. The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, and the new Detroit, and all these other games that are successful, including Spider-Man. We like that, right? These are games that have broken records, and they're outselling the previous record by the same company. Sony is breaking records by beating itself. That says a lot, and I think the consumer confidence. We already know what the answer are. We know what the answer
high, but
we know what the answer is. We know 9 times out of 10, most people are going to go buy a PlayStation 5 come next gen. But as a Xbox only gamer, if you only game on Xbox, and you call yourself a gamer, you are going to have to answer these questions. Why am I exclusively on the Xbox? Why?
Let me pay the bills real quick. Shout out to Emerald 14. He said Super Lucky Tales 2 Out of Luck, and my man Metal Philly. Hold on, shot past me. So Xbox Live is free on the PC, but it's not on the Xbox.
What type of message does that send me as an Xbox consumer?
Yeah.
But Kratos, I always see you're multitasking. You're sending fucking things in our DM.
Somebody echo in the back. So somebody got the show on in the background. Somebody use the echo. I'm sorry, forget.
Who's the echo?
Oh, it went away.
Anyways, yeah. So you're always saying things in our DM. So let me just read this thing by Andre. Developers, and this is from Sony, developers flourish when they are having fun. This is Sony's motto when it comes to creative freedom. Something Z's been talking about for about a year now. I can't help but think that every time I'm watching some Death Stranding footage, game looks breathtaking. Hideo Kojima, it's fucking crazy. This is the best way possible. So basically he's saying Sony, they pride themselves in giving developers freedom. All those games Kratos listened to, guess what they all have in common? Creative freedom. Insomniac chose to go with Spider-Man. They could have had Iron Man. They could have had the Avengers. They could have had all these things, but they chose Spider-Man. Yep. And through that whole process, Sony funded the whole thing. And every time they went to Sony, they asked, can we do this? Can we do that? And Sony just said, go ahead.
Yep. Look at Dreams, freedom, right, Nito?
Good quality. I know post-ups over here are going to damage control. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But what is it? Let's take a Spider-Man. Let's take a Horizon Zero Dawn. Let's take a Last of Us. And let's compare it to when developers don't have freedom. Let's take it to a Halo. Is Halo doing the big numbers it always did? No, it's been declining. Is Gears doing the big numbers it's been doing? No, again, it's been declining. So creative freedom gives games better quality most of the time. And when you can see you have to regurgitate a game, you get the Halos, you get the Gears where, you know, these developers are not having as much fun making them because At the end of the day, it's just their job to get that particular game out.
Yeah. You look at a game like Dreams was announced way back in the day, and as soon as we think the thing is canceled, they come out again with more footage of it and this and that. And
Sony doesn't give up on games.
And Sony doesn't care that they're spending millions and millions of dollars and this damn game hadn't released. And you know what? People probably won't even buy the game, but Sony don't care. They're willing to invest in, as long as the developer is creating the game and they believe in it, Sony is willing to take that risk. And that shows.
And to answer Black Rose Panther here in the chat, Sony funded the whole thing. Is that a fact? So Marvel didn't fund anything? I don't know how much Marvel funded, but I will say Insomniac themselves said Spider-Man for the PS4 wouldn't exist without Sony at all.
Facts.
If it wasn't for them, you would just have not got that game at all.
The deal, from what I understand, was Sony allowed Spider-Man to be inside of Captain America and other Marvel movies, and part of that universe. They allowed that if they got the rights to the video game character and to do whatever they wanted to do with it. That was the deal. That was explained in an article by some movie bigwig.
And as I said, Insomniac and Sony are the future of Spider-Man games.
I think at this point, like, Marvel will probably just like, fuck it, after seeing how successful this game is.
Yes.
Sony's hand, they probably like, you know what, fuck it, it's yours. Like,
yeah.
You just kind of
what incentive is it to make it a multi-plat or to let somebody else develop it? What incentive?
It would have flopped.
This game is probably bananas.
Black Rose Panther, just because Marvel owns IP doesn't mean they were out here funding the fucking game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They just gave the Insomniac the game to work.
Marvel ain't never fund Activision. With, if anything,
they never funded Activision either.
Yeah, if anything, they paid Marvel for the license.
Yes,
that's how that goes. You know what I mean? They paid Marvel
basically
for
they loan out these characters to certain publishers or whatever, because like Sony may have owned the film rights to Spider-Man, but they never owned the game rights, and they still don't.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, I think that's how that goes. You know what I mean?
I can't see them after this game being successful as it's been. I can't see them going out to go back to what they used to do and create other shitty Spider-Man games.
No, they will not. A lot of people are saying like, "Oh, it's going to be a multiplat," but guess what? Until Marvel gets back the movie rights, it's going to keep being a PlayStation exclusive. Yeah, that's what it is.
I think also Marvel said they don't want any more shitty games under the licenses.
No, yeah, the whole new mantra is high quality games. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
Hold on. Shout out to Von Lamont. This holiday season is going to come down to Sony and Nintendo. What reason would people have to buy an Xbox this holiday season? I mean, they're going to have a reason. You got, again, Forza Horizon for those that are into that.
Multiplats.
Yeah, that's the only reasons. But I don't think
a racer. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't think nobody out of the Sony and Microsoft, none of them have exclusives this holiday season.
Yeah, but at least Sony gave you Spider-Man. That's just huge.
Yeah. I don't think. But again, Sony
and Red Dead bundles, that's a huge.
Yeah. Red Dead bundles.
Maybe a theme console.
Call of Duty bundles, yeah.
I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with 360 and PS3. When Sony went down, I bought an Xbox 360 because they had tons of games, and I'm gonna buy PS5 just because of this same shit. Like, I'm not buying Xbox just because I'm an Xbox fan. I'm buying the game. I buy the console because whatever it provides, and if I like what they provided, I'm just gonna go with that. Like, I'm not emotionally tied to any of these companies. Like,
this is what Earl told. This ain't even that. He say, I know my integrity is all we in question. And then Dirk said I should change the name of this podcast. Listen, man. I'm just sad to say there ain't too much positive Xbox news in these gaming streets today, right? I can't give you a megaton. I'm tired of selling sand on the beach, right? Shout out to Dirk, you fuck nigga, right? But here's the thing, where I'm at with it. I'm gonna get both consoles next generation, right? Because I'm called a whale shark. I got to have everything, right? And I don't like the fact of somebody. I know that Mike. Again, let me be honest. They bought 5 new studios, new talent. They're gonna have something that catches my eye, and I don't like for something to come out and me not have it, or that that always drives me crazy. So I always buy everything, right? But here's the thing with me is that what's going to make my primary console next generation. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what Microsoft has to win me over. I'm going to get the box. I don't game on PC. I don't like dealing with drivers. It's very simple to do, right? Plug and play. But where I'm going to spend the most of my time about the multiplats, my indies. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they have to sell me on. You know what I mean? and it depends again on what they have or what they're going to be offering. You know what I mean? They got to be honest with you. They got to come out the gate swinging. They got. I don't play Halo, but they got to have their. That's just not for me though. They got to have their Halo there. They got to have something, besides Halo. You know what I mean? I don't really care for Halo, but it sells Xboxes and it's huge for them. They gonna need something there again because we're gonna go. Be honest, we're gonna go 2.5 years without anything, and next generation is gonna start in 2020, right? They got to be there with some new, fresh AAA IPs. I'll say at least 3 of them out of the gate. All is forgiven. They can do that, give you a Halo, something else, and some three, you know what I mean? Besides, I ain't talking about besides 4s. No 4, I know a Forza game is going to be there. But a new AAA funky fresh IP, you know what I mean? They got to come out of the gate swinging,
Yeah.
That's
I'm the same way, Z. Here's the thing, right? I generally, like you, get the consoles the first day they come out. I'm the guy. I enjoy standing outside the line, just like the next man talking about video games and stuff like that, picking up my console. But I've already spent, countless amount of money on Xbox consoles this generation. This next generation, when it comes to Microsoft, I'm going to take a wait and see approach. If they have the games, then I will get it, or then I will just wait for the games to come and then I'll get it. It's not a guaranteed day one purchase for me. I don't feel like I have to rush out and buy Scarlet. I don't feel like that. PS5, on the other hand, I can't wait for that shit to come because I can't wait.
They got they do, listen, give benefit of the doubt. They do got Ninja Theory. They got Playground games.
Those games are not coming anytime soon. That's why.
It's not guaranteed that though. I mean, knock on wood, right? Fingers crossed. I hope and pray. I hope and pray to God that these games come out and be big bangers, perfect score, everything
for gaming. Overall, for gaming.
Yeah, for gaming. Yeah, for gaming. We should all want this to be the case. But until those studios have proven themselves with something we can see, I don't.
Okay,
it's hard for me to be. I'll get it.
I love Heavenly Sword, right? But with the money behind them and what they can truly go out and create, I'm excited for that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because like I said, I've been a fan of their work. I can hear myself in the background. Somebody got it playing in the background. Again, I'm excited for. You know what I mean? I'm a Gears of War fan. I know I love Gears. You know what I mean? So Gears 5. I know I'm not going to get a Gears 6 day one if I'm getting Gears 5 next year. But I'm going to play Gears. I love Gears. I'm addicted to the multiplayer, right? But this is bigger than me, right? This is big. This is beyond Z. I'm just going to hold out faith. You know what I mean? Maybe call me personally and say, you know what? Fine. Because here's the thing, my man Jay. They already down. They ain't got no west but to go is up. They can't go no further. You know what I mean? Like, god damn, you already you in the fucking basement, bro. It can't get no worse than this. That 69 got to go up. This was a 69, 68. That bitch got to go up. You know what I mean? And they saying now the cash is open. Maybe they can go back and do some deals with Remedy and get another. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Hold up, somebody here. Carlos Crespin, shout out to you, good brother. He said it's come to the point where people will still choose the PS5 even if the launch lineup is weak. It's all about consumer confidence. Yep. Here's the thing. Hey, Carlos Crespin, you're absolutely right. It comes down to consumer confidence, right? I'm just saying, real talk, right? Because that's no one. People like to forget about the Wii U and how horrible that did, right? But Nintendo showed up with the bank. I guess you like that shit at launch, and they had a steady flow of games. All was forgiven. It's always about the games. Forget the company. Forget the box. Let's not kid ourselves. It's always about the games, no matter what, right? And I'm just saying, if they're there with the games, you know what I mean? Again, like gamers, we raised it. We live fucking, game to game. Like God of War's a game. Who's folks still talking about God of War? You know what I'm saying? Everything Spider-Man. We live for the now. Everything's the now. And then next month, everybody's gonna be talking about Red Dead. And after that, everyone's gonna be talking about Destiny or Call of Duty. You know what I mean? This is how we are. Every gamers, we live for the now. What's going on right now? And I'm just saying, 2 years from now, whatever the case, and again, so assuming if they're there with the games. Now they're not there with the games. They got that motherfucking launch with Lucky Tales 2 and all that, with the Fighter Within and all that shit. They remember the Fighter Within. Oh man, hell no. They gonna get crucified, you know what I mean? You know, here's the thing, but Mike, they need to goddamn up. Don't say too much. They get to talking too goddamn much. Shut the fuck up. Don't do too much talking. Don't over fucking promise and sell your. Listen, like you see Sony goddamn say very little, very goddamn little. Stop overselling your goddamn stuff. You know what I mean? For people who hold it against you, just come out that motherfucker and let the goddamn games do the goddamn talking. That's all you got to do. That's a fail-proof situation right there. You know what I mean? Let the games do the goddamn talking. Shout out to my brother Xavier Bay. Said, why get Sony the benefit of the doubt with no launch game, but hold out on the Xbox with 5 new studios? Sounds like a schizo to me.
Because of the PS4 generation.
Yeah.
And just
the track record. Listen, the track record. So Sony is, I mean, PlayStation is a household brand where you know, even if they launch soft games, right? They don't have any games up front. You know, you're gonna get the biggest games ever coming. You know, and whether it's 5 years down the line or 4 years or 3, you know it's coming. Right now, no one can tell me what's coming from all of these new studios, from these 5 studios.
And if you look at Xbox,
there's all rumors.
What is it?
There's only rumors. Oh, well, maybe there's this, or maybe there's a Fable. Maybe, we don't know. We don't know. These guys are still building the buildings. They haven't even done anything. A lot of them haven't even done anything yet. They're still hiring.
Yeah,
so
Kratos, like you said, the track record, right? What is Xbox's?
There you go.
I mean, they're consistently, you know, they might have some games in the beginning, but then they just have nothing.
Yeah. Well, we know they're going to have Halo, Gears, and Forza, right?
That's about it.
And if you're not a Halo, Gears, if you're not gaga over Halo, Gears, and Forza, what does that leave you?
Like I just said, Xavier Bay. Okay, here, hold on. Juan Lamont with $4.99. Do you see how much better Days Gone looked at Tokyo's game show? Yeah, it did look great. Ninja Theory and Playground is the only good studios they bought out of the 5, and that's true. And Xavier Bay with the $2 thing, but Xbox came out of the gate with a bunch of games this gen, and that's the point. They came out of the gate with a bunch of games, but what came of those games?
Yeah.
You didn't get any sequels for them. There's no news of any sequels to them. And at the end of the day, once they had those games, they blew their load. You had nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, you hit 2017 and on, and you have fucking nothing.
Yeah. And that's the sad part, Nito, is all of those games that came out, none of them got sequels. They weren't of higher enough quality threshold for Microsoft to even invest.
Consider it.
So that's not a gamer's fault. That's Microsoft. They need to sell you on a game.
I mean, Kratos, you could agree that Uncharted is one of PlayStation's biggest brands now, but it didn't start off fire. Let's be real. Even the most diehard person will tell you, yeah, like the first one was decent.
The first one sold like shit, but in typical Sony fashion, they're not just going to give you a one and done. They're going to try again. This is how you build great studios, right? Your first shot may not be the best, and that's why you have follow-ups to find out what the customer wanted, what was bad about this game, and how we can fix it.
Hold on.
This is how you got a freaking knack 2 that nobody was asking about.
Yeah,
they still said, "Look, well, let's try again." Shit, I mean, maybe it's something we miss out on. You know, I don't know, man. And for as much money that Microsoft makes for a little of nothing, that very little input, and they get all this output. What do we have to show for all of this money that they make month after month after month with 60-something rated games? And what incentive is for them to say, "Hey, let's get our games on quality of God of War and State of Decay, and I mean God of War and Spider-Man and in those games"? What incentive?
Hold on 1 second, Jamal King. I guess you're talking about EA. They should have done a Dante's Inferno. Dante's Inferno was that shit. I love that goddamn game.
Yeah, that was a really good EA game.
But that company is no longer Visceral Games. I mean, EA.
Microsoft should really think about requiring those people. I'll be honest with you.
That God of War.
Yeah. Von Lamont. I don't think Visceral owns that IP.
They don't, but they can make something similar.
Yeah. But shout out to Von Lamont. He said, "I still believe Sony has a Order 1886 sequel."
Yeah, that might actually be a thing.
No, I don't think you're gonna drop that IP because that game looked like it can be better. Like,
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Listen. The game was beautiful, right? Yes, we knew that what the shortfalls was from that, but from that feedback, they know how to go and do it the next time. And that game could be what what a Spider-Man is, or what a Horizon Zero Dawn is. Look at what those guys did with Horizon Zero Dawn. And the previous games were Killzone, Guerrilla Games, and those games didn't light the world on fire. So you just got to find something that sticks. And
go ahead with the Jingle Bay. Okay, so with the $2, what new game this generation did Sony give a sequel to besides Knack? I mean, we just know that these games are getting sequels. Like, Horizon Zero Dawn is getting a sequel. Bloodborne is going to get a sequel.
God of War, God of War. They're already working on
God of War. That's basically a new game at this point. That shit's getting sequels.
Yeah, I think that's a new game. Like, I don't know anybody say that.
It's like a relaunch of that fucking thing.
Yeah, and Dirt got some in too. Be Dirt.
Oh, yeah. So next gen will be much more competitive. I agree. Sony will win, but Xbox will do much better first-party games. It's going to be a much better competition, and yes, it will be.
Here's the thing, right? Real talk, right? Now, and then we get that little out of here. And again, depends on what you can determine the winner. You know what I mean? The three, and what I think, like I said, there's no place but Microsoft to go is up. You know what I mean? I'm just being fair. You know what I mean? Being honest here, right? Looking at things subjectively, they're doing the right things now. They're putting in the work now, right? To to avoid those droughts. You know what I mean? All Microsoft had to do, and I'm gonna be honest here, right? If you think about it, maybe they never had the talent, right? And one of Sony's strong suits, especially with the PS2 era, is that the exclusives that they had back then are multi-class today. Sony had strong relationships within the industry, but Microsoft was able to weasel their way in, and things became more expensive. Yada yada yada. What's done is done. What Microsoft needs to do, right? And maybe they lack the talent as Sony, right? But they have to open their checkbook, that war chest, and do what they did, even for the original Xbox. Go out there and get the goddamn games. Second party deals, third party deals, you know what I mean? He said, shout out to Jay, he said, God away in a new game, fuck out of here.
Maybe if you think those games are for schizo people, like you say.
Yeah. I'm just saying, but that's what they have to do. Maybe they can't match Studio and Sony when it comes to talent. Yeah. Maybe they can't, and then they're subjective. Maybe just being honest, right? Well, Microsoft's strong suit is they kind of like the multiplayer games. That was they focused Xbox Live, and Sony always gave us the story-driven games, narrative, and they leaned on third party to give us the multiplayer, right? Is what it is. Everybody got their niche, right? But again, what made the 360 so great? They opened up the checkbook. Yep. Games like Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey, 99 Nights, you know what I mean? Those and so, but again, that was that appealed to a lot of different consumers that will go out and buy other games on your platform. Even though they didn't sell 15 million like Halo, may have sold 1 or 2 and made his money back, but you got a new customer that bought your hardware, also going to buy software for your hardware. They had to get back to those days.
But I don't get how they did that, Z. Like, they went out there and they knew that market was going to be tough to get, and there's a good chance they weren't going to even stab that market, but they went out there and they did it. It's the Microsoft we have today. People are apologizing, like, well, you see, Microsoft's money, Microsoft's wallet. You don't know that game's going to be a success. They can't bet on that.
Yo, I don't even think it has anything to do with talent. I think it has everything to do with management, right? Like I said, when Donnie D and them was there, shit was good. They was getting game. Shit was getting out the door no matter what the fuck, right? No matter what. Phil comes in and it's a whole bunch of shit going on. Phil is he's a nice guy, and that's the problem, right? You're not there to have people like you, like,
That's why I said
the nice guy never wins a chick.
That's why I said, Butter.
This guy, like, he's saying that Microsoft doesn't have budget problem. It's management. Sony just has a better management.
That's what MM2K has been trying to say.
That's what I was saying, Butter. Like, the Xbox community, I'm trying to refrain from saying Xbox, but I'm saying Xbox community, they are mentally traumatized. They bit into the magical cookie that said the reason why y'all losing.
Hey, real talk is all Z fault.
No, you know what? No, Z's a fuck nigga, but no, it ain't all Z's fault.
I mean, Z kind of just brought up, like, what the fuck was wrong with the community. After he did that, now you can see, like, these niggas are really traumatized. Like, they were really in a la-la land. Like, I'm telling y'all.
See, all Z was doing was he was defending the fact that there is value to the box, even though, you know what I'm saying, is end up just becoming a multi-plat box. But a lot of people just play the multi-plats, like me. I don't give a fuck I don't care about Gears. I like God of War, but you know what I'm saying? It's a good game, but I'm moving on to the multi-plat. The problem is what made the 360 great is what Z was saying before we end out, is that they open up the checkbook and they open up the checkbook to new experiences that were on spot for their core. I get it. Sunset Overdrive, cool game, but it's not for your core. I get it. Even Quantum Break, even though it's a cool game and all that glitz and glamoury shit without the sci-fi shooter elements to it, the way that the Xbox 360 crowd loved it is not for your core. Like Z say, and I'm gonna shut up. Before you try to become a jack of many, become a master of one. And that was Xbox problem this generation.
Hold on, I gotta check it out. Jamal King, he said, I swear this fuck nigga Johnny Wellman, he do be going off in the chat. Is a Phil Spencer, I don't know, clone or whatever. Johnny Wellman be bugging the fuck out in the chat. we need to get Johnny Wellman's gamer tag. Somebody find that. Listen, I got $5. Whoever can find out who Johnny Wellman's gamer tag is.
Did y'all see that interview Corey Barlock had? How when he was doing God of War and the executive, they played a game and niggas just got up when they didn't like the game. They didn't say shit to him, and he knew what he had to do. That's the kind of shit that Sony does. Like you got this, like he was like Yoshida played the game. And he just got up and left. He knew he was not impressed. And niggas had to go back and work twice as hard. That's the kind of shit that Phil needs to fucking do. Like, and stop holding niggas' hand in the studios, walking up like, no, everything is not fucking cool. Because once niggas see that you're soft, they're going to walk all over you. Like, that's why all of these games be getting canceled. Niggas don't give a fuck because it's like, it's fucking Phil. Like, I mean, that's how they look at it. Like, it's
for some
Phil,
reason,
bro.
For some reason, guys protect Phil with their lives. He's the only untouchable guy at Microsoft. They won't let you talk about.
Yeah, I noticed that shit.
I don't understand. Like, how can that guy be so valuable?
He led them out of the wilderness when Donnie D was
just look up post stuff. Everything good was under Phil. Everything bad was
exactly.
Phil just was the janitor at that time.
The same exact period. You want to blame Terry Myerson for everything bad that happened. Yes, Scalebound got cut. Yes, the other studio, Lionhead, Fable got cut. But at the same time, wasn't Minecraft acquired under Terry Myerson? Wasn't Game Pass signed into fruition under Terry Myerson? Didn't they start making the most money that they've ever done in gaming under Terry Myerson? So you can't have it both ways. You know what I'm saying? Either Terry Myerson is the Antichrist or he's just a typical businessman going about his daily business day. Xbox gamers. I'm not dumping on Phil because I hate Phil. I'm just saying, hold the same litmus to Phil as you would hold to anybody else. If the gap keeps widening under him, then put the fire under his feet. Don't just sit there and say, yeah, but he's trying. It's like J-Dub said. Trying what? We got 5 empty red Solo cups with nothing in them in the middle of the desert. What are y'all celebrating? There's nothing to celebrate. Make sure that something comes to fruition and hold their feet over the fire. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a lot been said here today. And you know what, Dirt? I might take your advice. I might change the name of the goddamn show to the Xbox Graveyard. I don't know, man.
Yeah. RIP evolving.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It is what it is, man. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the show today, we had a good show today, man. Spur of the moment, you know what I mean? I'm glad that I did the show. I feel well vested now. I can go flirt with you niggas' grandmothers right now. You know the routine. Your grandmother got a fat ass. Give her my number, right? But listen, if you guys enjoyed the show today, as always, hit the like button. The hardest working man in showbiz here. If you guys are not subscribed to these gentlemen's channels, you guys put the links to your channels there. Mighty Moss with the weekly dose of medicine, man. Moss, I see you back out there working again, Moss, huh?
I'm trying, man. Yeah, I'm back, and just a shameless plug. Me and Nethos, well, not a shameless plug because we doing it for this channel. Yeah. We're going to have a bi-weekly show for Xbox guys. You know what I'm saying? To where if you're disgruntled, you know what I'm saying, you like the Xbox brand and it is your preferred console, but you know that they got to do better. This is a show for you. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff. We're gonna be. I ain't gonna say nothing. This show's gonna be off the hook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Z's gonna be on the first show, and we got a lot of stuff planned.
I'll get to come on the first show. Oh, wow, I feel privileged.
You're on your channel, right?
Yeah. Whatever. I don't care. Whatever's clever, man. You guys can do whatever, man. It's my family here. But yeah, it's gonna be something that's exclusive. I got a bunch of stuff I need to get off my ass.
on that show too. Like
whatever. You're part of the family.
All the boys are gonna get on there.
Yeah. It's gonna be exclusive for the Patreon. I got a lot of shit. I need to sit down, take my Adderall, and just clear my desk. That I'm gonna upload a lot of outtakes, a lot of shit gonna be edited out. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna be too messy. But yeah, I got the archives right here. Listen, if I ever die before my time, before I wake, right? And I pray the Lord my soul will take. Listen, I've left in my will. I'm gonna release the tapes. I'm gonna release the JFK tapes. You gonna know who killed JFK if it's all said and done. I'm gonna have you looking at a lot of your favorite YouTubers, kind of spooky. They took me off Twitter, but I found how to actually get some back my DMs, man. It's going the fuck down. But anyway, this is your boy Next Gen 720. If you guys enjoyed the show today, please hit the like button. I'll be back tomorrow with some more foolery and fuckery. We out here. What you guys doing tonight? Y'all playing the games, going to bed, but nothing.
I got tomorrow off. Let's go.
Oh, yep. Oh. So he said ZB having punchlines. Nah, man. Nah, I be doing. But listen, we out of here, man. We going. Bacon. The Zia Xbox is showing my. Listen, I signed that contract, bro. I ain't getting sued. I'm a pony to the death of me. What's wrong with you? My contract ain't up to the next generations, man. You know what I mean? I'm going with the highest bidder, man. You know what I mean? It's a business.